Hi there, welcome to Ipswich on ReRun Productions. A very thundery Ipswich. The last couple of days we've had some thunderstorms and we've had some claps of thunder here tonight just before, in fact, Mick switched the button and started filming away. Here at Ipswich tonight, it's the Ipswich Witches versus the Belle Vue Aces. Elite League B fixture, and the away B fixture was on Monday night. Belle Vue won that encounter. Ipswich just behind them, so quite an exciting match up there in Manchester. Now, Kevin Long isn't here tonight, as you can see, and if he'd have told me he wasn't coming, I would have had a bath, so I do apologise. I'm a little bit on the grubby side. I think we'll go into the pits and just see if we can find a couple of riders to speak to for you in a moment or two. They're busy at the moment, just warming up their bikes. There is a threat of rain, I have to tell you, but there is a little bit of a clear sky over the way too, so hopefully we're going to see a match tonight and some good speedway. Okay, so we got Chris Ram here with us. Chris, tonight, have you walked the track?
Yeah, no, it looks right, and hopefully the weather stays off and it should carry on.
How did the night go Monday evening?
I had a few problems, you could say. Apart from that, it was all right.
Yeah, certainly Ipswich, rode Belle Vue closer up there in Manchester than in Elite League A fixture.
Yeah, we've been quite close in a couple of meetings. It's just we haven't been able to execute it at the end, but hopefully that'll all change for us.
It's a real busy time for Ipswich, trying to get into that playoff bracket, isn't it? Some tough matches. Lakeside came here and won last week.
Yeah, that kind of knocked us back a little bit, but hopefully we can jump back up and get back up in there. Confident
about tonight's match here?
Yeah, no, it should be good.
Okay, Chris, we'll let you go and get ready.
Cheers.
Well, we've had some technical difficulties here at ReRun Productions tonight. You don't want to know about that, do you? But we do apologise if, in fact, we didn't get all of the riders' interviews there. Certainly tell you what Billy Forsberg said as we go through the meeting tonight. And we're going to get underway with heat number 1 right now. Apologies for not showing you the parade at tonight's meeting. I'm afraid we had some problems and certainly the storms interfering somewhat. Can't say I like the look at what might be coming over the trees there, but nevertheless, this is heat number 1 of tonight's Elite League B fixture meeting here at the Vauxhall Stadium, Ipswich. On gate number 1 in yellow, rider replacement ride down there for number 7, Patrick Hogard. Alongside him in blue is Toby Croner for Ipswich. On gate number 3, it is Jason Crump, the British Grand Prix winner of 2008. And on the outside, in red on a rider replacement ride, Jarek Hampel. Up go the tapes and into the first turn, and it's Crumpy. Oh, and Hampel's gone down at the back there. Not getting a good start there. Hampel came out the tapes at the back and into that first turn, battling for position, and the back end of the machine went away and down he went underneath the air fence down there. Jarek Hampel down in heat number 1. So the red lights have come on. Referee tonight is Mr. Peter Clark. Jarek Hampel on the rider replacement ride there. Picked up his machine, looks to be okay. Air fence being pushed back together, puffed up a bit, ready for the rerun of this one. We'll see what the referee says about that. All 4 back, the referee says, and 4 riders on the line, ready to go again. It's a big clap of thunder later. And 4 riders coming up to tapes once again. And a reminder that in yellow it is Patrick Hogard. Alongside him in blue, Toby Croner. Gate number 3 is Jason Crump, battling for the World Championship again this year in the Grand Prix Series, where he's doing very well. And on the outside, Jarek Hampel. Up go the tapes, and Crumpy once again is away as he was in the first race. Jarek Hampel goes around the outside into second place. Patrick Hogard, the 19-year-old Danish rider, riding with Belle Vue. Coming around the outside is Jarek Hampel at speed. Beautiful manoeuvre around the outside line there by Hampel as he moves up into second place. Down the back stretch they go. Your race leader then is Jason Crump coming out of turn number 4 in second place. Jarek Hampel. Back in third place is Patrick Helgaard, and at the back there it's Toby Kroner from Germany, and of course riding with Ipswich. Kroner moves up a little bit closer to Helgaard at the back as they come out of turn number 4. Certainly Kroner is doing his best to put the pressure on there. Down the back straight they go again. Toby right up close behind Patrick. Into turn number 3, this is the final lap, and Toby, one last challenge, takes to the outside, side by side, coming down the straight, but couldn't make it past a very smooth looking Patrick Holgard there in third place. Jason Crump, the winner of heat number 1 tonight, finishing in second place. Jarek Hampel, and in third place, Patrick Holgard. It will be a 4-2 point scored in heat 1 to the Belle Vue Aces. That was a cracking race to start with. So riders come to the line for the battle of the reserves. It's heat number 2. Steve Johnston, the skipper of the Witches, is on gate number 1. His distinctive bright orange machine down there. Having a good look at that gate. Alongside him in green, Nick Simmons was riding with Newport in the Premier League. Sadly, that club has had to close. Finds himself with the Belle Vue Aces. Exciting times for Nick Simmons. On gate number 3 in blue, it is Chris Ram, who we spoke to earlier this evening. Don't know if you heard Chris or not. Looked as though he just jumped out of the bath at the time. And finally, in yellow is Patrick Holgard, already out for his second ride of the night, and scoring a point in his first one, heat number 1. So away we go, up into that first turn, and it's the Witches that show first. Johnson and Schramm on the outside, the Aces at the back, Witches side by side. Chris Schramm is the race leader. Steve Johnston in second place. And then back there in third place, we see Patrick Holgard. And at the very back is Patrick Holgard. In fact, it's Nick Simmons in third place. So down the back stretch they go once again. The Ipswich duo side by side. Chris Schramm rides into the turn. His partner, Steve Johnston, right there with him. 1 lap to go, the final lap now. Witches looking for a reserve 5-1 in heat number 2 tonight. Looking good here into the final 2 turns. Across the line they go. Nick Simmons in third place. Patrick Holgard at the back. A 5-1 to Ipswich. That will take them up onto 7 points. And the Belle Vue Aces will go on to a score of 5 points. Lap of honour for Chris Schramm. There's a super ride by him. And John O there with him there, taking lots and lots of applause from the Ipswich fans. You can see them there, hands waving and clapping and cheering all the way around the turns. Despite the threat of the weather, the Ipswich fans have turned out. Heat number 3 it is then. The riders at the line and riding in green on gate number 1 is Charlie Jeddah, a fine rider there for the Aces. Alongside him in blue for Ipswich, it's the Polish rider Robert Miskowiak. On gate number 3 in yellow, Billy Forsberg on his first ever visit to Ipswich. Never seen the track here before tonight. And on the outside in red, his second ride of the evening, it is Jarek Hampel, scored 2 in his first ride. Well, Billy Forsberg said that it looked like a good racing track, and he was looking forward to going out there and having a go. He's enjoying his time with the Belle Vue Aces, and if all the team pulls together, he sees no reason why they can't make it up into the playoff bracket before the end of the season. Way to go into that first turn, and it's the Witches that show first. Billy Forsberg tearing around the outside as they ride down that back straight. Jarek Hampel is the race leader. Robert Moscoviak in second. Forsberg challenging the tall Dane there. Forsberg in third. And at the back there is Charlie Jeddah. So Witches looking for another 5-1 here in heat number 3. Forsberg gets slightly out of shape back there in third place. Pulls it back together again. Into turn number 3, still chasing hard. At the front, racing away is Jarek. In second place, Robert. And Billy in the third. One more lap to go. Charlie Jeddah at the back there, tailing off on this final tour. Forsberg takes a look at the inside. He's not quite close enough into the final 2 bends. And they race to the line. It's a win for Jarek Hampel. Oh! Pretty close there on the finishing line. In fact, very close. A last ditch dive on the inside and fast run down straight to the finish line by Billy Forsberg there, but couldn't get past by Robert Moscoviak, who finished on the outside line there in second place. That is a 5-1 to the Witches then, and that will take the scoreline now to 13-6. Well, it's angry sky up there over the Foxhall Heath tonight, and can you just hear the rumble there? We are trying very hard here at ReRun Productions to bring you a fork of lightning, and maybe we'll succeed before this one's out. Riders up at tapes now for heat number 4 tonight, and his third ride of the night. Patrick Holgard is on gate number 1. Patrick has scored a point in one of his 2 rides, so he's been a very busy man so far. Alongside him is Chris Schramm. Schrammy on gate number 2 in blue. On gate number 3, first rider of the night for Speedway star, a twice-over British champion. That is Joe Screen. And on the outside in the red helmet colour, we've got Edward Kennett, who is guesting for the Ipswich Witches here tonight. So Edward going through his final checks down there. Should be an interesting one, this. See what happens. The 4 riders up at tapes. The starting marshal walks away. Edward Kennett gets into position. Sparks fly from Joe Scream's bike. Underneath him there, and away they go, screaming up into second place. The Aces on a 5-1 on lap number 1. They turn the tables at this stage of this heat race, but coming around the outside is Edward Kennett, tearing around the outside, can't get past Greeny as they go down into turn number 1. Patrick Holgard is the race leader. Joe Scream in second place. Edward Kennett for the Witches in third, and Chris Schramm at the back. Here comes Edward once again, a tight inside line there, putting the challenge to Joe Scream. Once again, keeping it neat, tidy, and very, very tight, almost right on the white line, right on the curb there. Edward Kennett decides to go the other side this time as Greeny takes to the tight inside line. And it works for Edward. A brilliant pass there. Had to hang on to his machine as well that was bucking and rearing around the turn. Edward Kennett up into second place. And look at him go as they come to the line. It's a win for Patrick. A fine ride from him. Patrick Holgard there for the Aces. Superb effort there from Edward Kennett, the Witches guest tonight. He takes 2 points for second. I would really had to work very, very hard for that. Joe Screen finishes in third place. There's Screeny and Edward over there on the far side shaking hands. Tonight's Ipswich team, by the way, Ipswich Evening Star, which is its rider replacement at number 1 for Piotr Swiderski, Toby Kroner at number 2, Jarek Hampel at number 3, Robert Moscoviak at number 4. At number 5, our guest tonight, Edward Kennett, we've just seen. Number 6, Steve Johnston, the captain, and Chris Schramm is at number 7.
Forsberg.
Now the riders come up to the line for heat number 5. And you can see on gate number 1 in red, it's Jarek Hampel out once more for the Witches. Alongside him in yellow, we've got a rider replacement ride for Billy Forsberg. On gate number 3 in blue, it's Robert Muscoviak and the Ipswich number 4. And on the outside, a twice-over world champion, Jason Crump, winner of his first ride here tonight. The Belle Vue Aces, number 1, very much so. So those riders coming into line. Yarrick Hampel going well so far here this evening. Scored 5 points from his first 2 rides, having had a rider replacement ride as well as a programmed one. Out of the tapes they go, and down into that first turn. Hampel leads the way, but Crump going around the outside. Crump is faster. He leads down the back straight. Billy Forsberg tries to get on the inside of Hampel, but Hampel fights him off and takes that second place as the rain starts to come down here at Vauxhall. Into turn number 1, it's Crumpy out front. Hampel second, takes a look over his shoulder. Billy Forsberg back there in third place, and Robert Muscoviak is at the back. Cross the line once again, and Jason Crump looking very much the fine star rider that he is out front, coming out of turn number 4, leading away and speeding away. Yarrick Hampel in second place. Also a very fine rider, of course. Down the back straight he goes, looking down at his machine. Hope there are no problems there. Yarrick Hampel having to fight off the Billy Forsberg there in third place. They cross the finishing line, but Forsberg does finish in third. Yarrick Hampel was just ahead of him to take the 2 points. That's another 4-2 to the Belle Vue Aces there. And that will take the Aces up onto 14 points. And which is on to 16 after 5 heats here tonight. Jason Crump heading straight back to the pits. Well, now the riders coming to the line for heat number 6. On gate number 1 is Joe Scream alongside Joe. In red for Ipswich is Edward Kennett. On gate number 3, Nick Simmons in yellow for the Aces. And on the outside in blue, Toby Croner. Those are the 4 riders for heat number 6. Rain is coming down heavier here at Vauxhall now. Screeny scoring a point from his first ride of the evening. That was a fine battle, that one. Moving up into line there is Edward Kennett, who really battled away in his earlier ride too. Down they go into that first turn. It's Screen that leads the way. Oh, Edward Kennett riding hard around the outside line. Boy, what an effort there. He couldn't quite make it around the outside of Screamy, but Edward Kennett giving it his all for the Witches. Down into the turn, Joe Scream is your race leader. Kennett in second place. In third place, it's Toby Croner. And at the back is Nick Simmons. So taking a quick look over his shoulder there is Scream as they cross the line, chasing hard and never giving up all the way around the Speedway. There is Edward Kennett in second place. Down the back stretch. Well, Joe Scream, of course, with so much experience. Edward Kennett gets close as they now go on to the final lap. And looks like Joe Scream there on his own is defending just about every part of the racetrack. So Edward Kennett tries to build up the speed once again, cuts back to the inside line. The run to the finishing line. Checkered flag is out. It's a win for the Scream Machine in heat number 6. And we got a problem at the other end that I didn't see. Busy watching Edward. Some jeers and shouting from the crowd there. So something going on in the battle at the back in that one. But meanwhile, over there on the far side, of course, Joe Scream, the race winner. Coming around now, and Edward Kennett finishing in second place. Nick Simmons taking a look at his machine on the Vauxhall tarmac down there, which is of course the stock car track. Oh, we had rain here last Thursday night when Lakeside Hammers were down here, and it's 18 all following heat number 6 tonight. 18 to the Witches, 18 to the Aces at the back there. Toby Croner came down on the last corner, and he was excluded from the result. So that moved Nick Simmons up to third for a point. 18 apiece. It's heat number 7. On gate number 1 in red, we got Edward Kennett back again. Alongside Edward in green is Charlie Jeddah. On gate number 3 is Steve Johnston. And on the outside in yellow is Billy Forsberg back once again too. Billy has scored 2 points here tonight so far. Charlie Jeddah out for his second ride of the evening. Didn't get a point in his first one. I'm sure he'll be keen to do that in heat number 7 tonight. And the front wheel coming up on Charlie Jeddah's machine there finds himself at the back again. It's surely got to be getting just a little bit slippery out there now as they race down the back straight. Leading away, Billy Forsberg getting out of shape and at the back. Charlie Jeddah has gone down. Charlie Jeddah coming off his machine as it went into the bend. It seemed to turn the wrong way and down he came. He's jumped back on his bike though and he's back circulating once again. Across the line they go. Billy Forsberg is leading the way. It looks very determined. Steve Johnston is in second place. And in third place is Edward Kennett. It stays like this, the scores will stay level after 7 heats of racing here tonight. Across the line they go. Billy Forsberg putting on a good show here tonight down the backstretch. He goes one more time. His lead looking reasonably comfortable by means of a speedway race anyway. Steve Johnston coming out of that final turn. It's Billy that takes the win. And Steve in second place, finishing in third place. There was Edward, and Charlie Jeddah just going ever so slowly around turns 3 and 4. That will be a 3-3 share of the points there in heat number 7, and that means it's 21-21 after 7 heats of racing here tonight. Heat number 8, and on the outside in the green helmet colour, we got Joe Scream. Alongside him on gate number 3 in red, it is Toby Kroner. And on gate number 2 in yellow, Patrick Holgard. On gate number 1 in blue is Chris Schramm. Well, Holgard, the winner of a race, he's already had 3 rides tonight. He won his third ride, the Aces number 7. And had a point to go with that too, so 4 from 3 for Patrick. See what he does in this one. Ipswich keen to get some points here, having lost to the Belle Vue Aces up in Manchester on Monday by just a few points. Was a close match, the Elite League B fixture. Down into the first turn they go then, and it's Holgard showing first, but down the back straight, taking the lead is Toby. Toby speeds to the front. Holgard in second place, coming around the outside, Joe Scream. Holgard challenges for the lead on that inside line, but Toby Kroner fights him off. Down that back straight they go once again. Back in third place is Joe Scream. At the back is Chris Ram. Back down the straight into turn number 1. Positions remain the same as they race down that back straight. Will they stay like this? It will keep the scores even once again at the end of 8 heats here tonight. Across the line goes Toby. Patrick Holgard in second. In third place, Joe Scream. Here comes Chris Ram, getting closer to Joe at the back there. It's the last lap. Shrammy dives around the outside, but Scream has got it. Oh, I was just going to say, Scream's got it covered, but he had not, in actual fact. Brilliant manoeuvre there by Chris Ram. Loads of speed, got on the inside of Joe Scream. I didn't really think that he was going to get past Joe as they raced side by side to the line, but Screamy went flying across the line there, and Chris Ram was on the inside of him and took the point away. What about that? Good stuff. We're seeing some good speedway here tonight. John Louis down there to say, well done, Chris. Nice one. Good boy. Chris having a few words there, talking to John. And, well, there we are. Good stuff. Riders making their way to the line for heat number 9. 25 points to 23. The Witches lead this match now. On gate number 1, riding in blue is Robert Muscoviak. Riding in green on gate number 2 is just coming back down the track is Joe Scream back out. And then on gate number 3, we've got Yarrick Hampel. Nick Simmons is on the outside in yellow on gate number 4. The rain and well, doesn't really seem to know what he wants to do. It kind of comes down heavy and then eases up. It's spinning a bit now, but well, let's hope we can continue with this match, because it's turning out to be a real cracker of a speedway match here tonight between the Witches and the Aces. Once again, these 4 riders come up to the tape. Should be an interesting one then. Robert Moscoviak there on the inside. Finished second in his first ride of the evening. Down into that first turn, the Witches are together. Witches out front. Speeding down the back straight is Jarek Hambol. His partner right there with him, Robert Moscoviak. And back in third place, it is Joe Screen. Joe Screen getting a little closer to Moscoviak here. Gets out in the dirt. And at the back, Nick Simmons. Joe Scream certainly getting close as they run down into what is known as the scoreboard bend here at Vauxhall. On the outside, going ever so wide, Screeny having to there, because covering his position was Robert Moscoviak, forcing Screen to go wide. Moscoviak in second place still and looking good. Joe Screen goes for the inside line. Powers around the inside line, but Robert is fast. We're on the final lap now. This one looks like being a good one for the Witches. Across the line they go. Jarek Hampel, your winner. And in second place is Robert Moscoviak, 5-1 to the Witches. Joe Scream finishing in third place. Good stuff for the Witches fans there, all cheering and clapping. Let's a quick look at the Belle Vue 1-5-1 Aces team tonight. Jason Crump at number 1, a rider replacement at number 2 for Lucas Janowski. At number 3, Charlie Jeddah. At number 4, Billy Forsberg. At number 5, Joe Scream. Nick Simmons rides at number 6, and Patrick Holgaard is at number 7. The 19-year-old Danish rider doing a good job for the Aces here tonight. Heat number 10, and on gate number 1 in blue we see Toby Kroner. Alongside him in yellow, Billy Forsberg. Coming back down the track towards us in just a moment, Robert Moscoviak taking a rider replacement ride in this one. Here he comes, practice start there for Robert. He's had 3 rides tonight so far and has scored 4+2 from those 3 rides. Looks like it's going to be a practice start for the man on gate number 4. Also, that's Charlie Jeddah, who hasn't scored a point yet tonight. This is his 3rd ride of the evening. Had a fall, bit of a tumble in his 2nd ride, but got back up quickly and finished it in 4th place. So those are 4 riders. Once again, looking down at those machines, the starting marshal calling them into a line. Billy Forsberg has had 3 rides also. He's scored 5 points tonight. So going well, Billy. And with that race win in his last heat. Looking good, feeling confident on his first ever meeting here at the Vauxhall Stadium. Way to go. Oh, and just a touch of the bikes there as they went down the straight between Forsberg and Moscoviak. But anyway, the race goes on, and we've got quite a race out front there, going around at the outside. Charlie Jeddah, he means business in his 3rd ride of the night, looking for a win here, racing side by side with Toby Kroner. Toby is giving him one heck of a race out there as Jeddah eventually takes control of the lead. Toby in 2nd place, Billy Forsberg in 3rd, and that would see the Aces maybe pull a couple of points back here as they come out of turn number 4. Oh, and looking up the inside there, Forsberg. But holding on to his place is Toby Kroner, having to defend that 2nd place now, as well as chase Charlie Jeddah for the lead. Run the final turn. Here they come to the line. Charlie takes a win in 2nd place there. Then it was Toby, and finishing in 3rd place, Billy Forsberg. At the back there was Robert Moscoviak. That's his 2nd no score in his 4 races tonight. So the riders making their way round back here in May. Ipswich won 52-41 in the A fixture against the Aces, and lost away in June 38-52 up in Manchester, live on a television broadcast. Well, the score is 32 points to the Witches. The Aces now have 28. Heat number 11, and in green on gate number 1, it's Jason Crump. Unbeaten so far tonight. Alongside him in red is Edward Kennett for the Witches. On gate number 3, rider replacement ride for Patrick Holgard. In yellow and on the outside, Steve Jono Johnston in blue. He's on gate number 4. Jono tonight has scored 4+1 so far in this meeting. Edward Kennett going well, scored 5 points from 3 rides. And Patrick Holgard has already had 4 rides tonight. He scored 6 points, including a heat race win in there. Jason Crump moving up, challenging for the World Championship title in 2008. Already won that twice, of course, having quite a battle with Nicky Pedersen, who won the most recent Grand Prix last weekend, extending his lead a little bit further. But still, some Grand Prix to go yet, so exciting times in the Speedway world. Jason Crump being called up to tapes on gate number 1. Start Marshall shakes his head. He's not happy. Sends Jason back again. Jason comes forward. Settles down. Looks to the inside. Under the tapes, and it's Crumpy that leads at turn number 1. Just like that. Down the back straight. They go. Edward Kennett is in second place. Jono is in third place. Crump goes wide. Kennett goes wide. And Crump got that line covered. Edward Kennett is fast. Very, very fast indeed. Right there with Crumpy on the back stretch. Jono in third place. And at the back, it is Holgard. Cross the line they go one more time. Jason Crump totally focused for that matter. So is Edward Kennett here. Really staying pretty close to Jason. So they go into turn number 3. One more lap to go. Both those riders running wide. Jason Crump looks as though he's starting to extend that lead a little bit now. And down the back stretch for the final time. The boys getting right out in the dirt. Checkered flag at the ready. It's Jason Crump who takes his 3rd win of the evening. 9 points for him so far. And crossing the line right behind him there is Edward Kennett. Finishing 3rd is Steve Johnston. So it is a free share of the points. Team-wise, Patrick Holgard finishing at the back in that one. I'll take the Witches up onto 35-point total now. The Aces onto 31. Here we go with heat number 13. As the riders line up, heat number 12, sorry. One ahead of myself there. It's heat number 12, the riders line up in yellow, a reserve replacement ride for Patrick Holgard. He lines up for yet another ride here on gate number 1. Alongside him in red is Yarrick Hampel. On gate number 3 in green, Charlie Jeddah. And on the outside in blue, it's Chris Ram. Charlie Jeddah just really seems to have got going now. It's good ride in his last race, scoring his first points of the night. Holgard has already had 5 rides, 6 points. Moving up alongside him there is Yarrick Hampel, going well. Yarrick has scored 10 so far tonight. Into that first turn, superb start by Yarrick Hampel. Oh, Fowler at the back. And it's Chris Ram that's gone down at the back as the red lights come on. The race is stopped. So, well, I don't know. That might be an unsatisfactory start. Chris is up and away. Coming back round again. Riders have left the track. Out onto the tarmac. The siren has gone. So the riders now on 2 minutes for the rerun. Shrammy makes his way round. Back on track is Hamble very quickly taking his place on the starting gate. The team manager Pete Simmons walking across to have a word with Chris. And Charlie Jeddah takes his place. Holgard takes his place on gate 1 for heat number 12. Really digging in on the outside there is Chris Ram. We try again with this one. Oh, Charlie not ready yet. Heading back down the track again and just stretching his leg. It's, the man with the flags there doesn't even get a chance to walk across the track. The carnival bunting that he has in his hand walks back onto the green then. And Charlie returns to the starting gates for a rerun of heat number 12. Still some angry clouds in the sky, but no rain at the moment. The rain has stopped. Thank goodness. Everybody up at tapes now. And here we go. Whoa, close into the first turn there and leading away on the back straight, Jarek Hampel. Round the outside is Charlie Jeddah in second place. Lots of speed for Charlie. And Jarek defends his position there by going wide. Way, look at him go. Jarek leads the way. Getting the front wheel up off the deck there. Charlie Jeddah in second place. Back in third place is Patrick Holgard. And at the back, Chris Ram. Chris Ram attempting to get closer to Holgard at the back there. Throwing his machine into the turn. Hasn't worked out for him. He lost ground going around turn number 1 that time. Last lap. Jarek Campbell out front. Charlie Jeddah second. And Patrick Holgard in third. Looks like the way they're going to finish this one. So around the final 2 bends then. And they race to the line. A win for Jarek. 3-3 share of the points there in heat number 12. So Ipswich will continue to lead with 38 points. 34 to the Aces. And the next one really will be heat number 13. Here we go then with heat 13 and starting on gate number 1 there in red, Tobias Kroner. Checking his machine out alongside is the unbeaten Jason Crump on gate number 2 in the green helmet colour. Gate number 3 in the blue helmet colour, the Witches guest tonight, Edward Kennett. And on the outside, Joe Screen in yellow. Looking like an exciting heat number 13 this. Screeny has scored 4 tonight from his 3 rides. So Toby has 5 from 4. Crump looking for the right spot. Can't seem to find it at the moment. Edward Kennett has scored 7, also from 4 rides. And shaking those goggles now, Edward. Make sure to get any little bits out of there before we get this race underway. Back and forth they go. Joe Scream coming up to the line, taking a little while, this one. for everybody to settle down at tapes. And finally, I think we're going to be away now as Jason Crump moves up. Heat number 13, 38 to 34, the Witches lead. Into that first turn, Crump has the edge. Coming around the outside there, it's Jason Crump that leads down the back straight. Witches in at second and third, with Edward Kennett moving up into second place ahead of his teammate Toby Kroner, who did hold the second position on that first lap. At the back there is Joe Screen. Across the line goes Jason Crump, then chased by Edward Kennett. Toby Kroner in third place, and at the back still is Joe Screen. One more lap to go after this one. So, here comes Screeny on the inside line. Makes his move, but doesn't make the pass there as they came down the straight. On the back straight, Joe Scream will maybe try again, but no, still leading away as they go into the final two bends. Is Jason Crump. He takes the win. Edward Kennett second, and finishing in third place there, Toby Kroner holding off Joe Scream at the back. 3-3 share of points in heat number 13 takes the Witches up onto 41 points, and the Belle Vue Aces onto 37. So we come to heat number 14, and on gate 1 in green, Billy Forsberg from Sweden, not from Denmark, as somebody might have mentioned earlier. Alongside is Jono in blue, and gate number 3, we see Patrick Holgard out for his 7th ride of the night. Starting on gate number 4 for the Witches is Robert Moscoviak. What's going to happen here, I wonder? Final two heats of racing here tonight. And once again, our riders rolling back, and Billy taking a look at his back wheel there. Starting marshal calling the riders up to tapes. Here comes Billy Forsberg now. Jono, Patrick, and on the far outside, Robert. Into that first turn. And Billy Forsberg takes the lead there as the Witches get close together going down the back straight. Robert Moscoviak moves up in the second ahead of his partner Jono, and going hard and fast around the outside. Wonderful ride around the outside line there to take the lead. Look at him go, still having to work out front. Robert Moscoviak, the race leader. Wow. Robert's move of the night, and here comes Jono now. Jono having a go, and he passes Billy Forsberg on the inside, putting the Witches into a winning position. Billy Forsberg comes back again. One more lap to go. It's Jono second, Robert Moscoviak in the lead. Billy Forsberg back in third place, and Patrick Holgard at the back. Probably a very tired Patrick Holgard. As we come to the line, there's trouble for Jono. Gets out of shape, something gone amiss with a bike there by the looks of things, and he loses that second place. So it ends up a 4-2, not a 5-1. And Billy Forsberg gets back up into second place there at the very end of heat number 14. A 4-2, taking the Witches up onto 45, and 39 for the Aces. Round of applause all the way around the stadium there for Robert Moscoviak. That was a fine ride. Great pass of Billy Forsberg there. Quick look down there in the pits then for you, with one more ride to go tonight. Rain has gone away, so it's been a good match. We see some good speedway out there, which is will be victorious here tonight and pick up the points for this match. So some hard matches and some hard racing still to come, but Rory Schlein still to come as well. So I think which is are going to be a very good side for the next match. And of course the Aces, good competition from them here tonight at Vauxhall. Over there in the pits, the vans and the night flies. Are we looking for lightning again? So the final heat of this match, and on gate number 1 in green, heat number 15, we've got Billy Forsberg. Alongside Billy is Yarrick Hampel in red on gate number 2. Jason Crump gunning for the maximum here tonight. And he's on gate number 3 in yellow. One more rider to join us online. He is on the Speedway, making his way round. It's Robert Moscoviak. Scored 7 up plus 2 from 5 rides tonight. We'll take one more ride here. Coming around turns 3 and 4 at the moment. He'll take his place on gate number 4. This is heat number 15. Here he comes now and makes his way to the line. Riches have been busy lately with an awful lot of matches, a lot of away matches. You really need to keep on winning now to try and secure a place in the end of season playoffs. And once again, a few spots of rain. Jason Crump on gate 3. Everybody ready. Down into that first turn. And leading the way is Yarrick Hampel. Fastest time of the night in heat number 1 for Yarrick Hampel. 59.2. He's been passed there by Jason Crump on the inside. Oh! And Hampel comes back up the inside to retake that lead. The lead changes twice on lap number 1. Down the back straight is Hampel that leads the way. Crump in second. Back in the third place is Billy Forsberg. And at the back, Robert Moscoviak. And Jason Crump going for it, and Yarrick Hampel's got him covered there around the turn. Leaves him no room at all. Seemed to sense or know exactly where Jason was going to go that time. This time Jason on the inside. Meanwhile, a titanic race at the back there as Moscoviak flies around the boards of the air fence, challenging Billy Forsberg. Here they come to the line, you don't know where to look. It's Yarrick Hampel that takes the win. And the point away there from Jason Crump in the final ride of the night. Great speedway racing. Super match-up here tonight. Really good stuff. Enjoyed that. Yarrick Hampel celebrates with a wheelie there. Jason Crump in second place. And finishing third was Billy Forsberg, I think, in all the excitement there. Along across the line they go. Victorious Witch is here this evening, and some loud cheering. The fans making plenty of noise there for Yarrick, the winner of heat number 15. Man of the match award down there to Stephen Johnston, and about to be going to take a photograph there is Mr. Stephen Waller. Stephen Waller, even do apologise. Stephen recently had a Speedway book out with all his photographs in it. Don't mention it, says the man on the camera. So being interviewed there by BBC Radio Suffolk DJ. Foz, as he's known here in Ipswich, speaking to Jono. He is the rider of the night. He's got the bottle of bubbly. Well done, Jono. match. And now going on parade, the victorious Ipswich Evening Star Witches. There they go. We look at them from high above tonight. And the Witches scores, Toby Kroner, 6 + 1, 16 for Jarek Hampel, 7 + 2 for Robert Muscoviak. And Edward Kennett scoring, 7 + 2 for Robert Muscoviak. Edward Kennett scoring 9, 6 + 2 for Steve Johnston. And Chris Ram scored 4. Now let's have a look at the aces scores. Jason Crump, 14, 5 for Charlie Jeddah, 9 + 1 for Billy Forsberg. Joe Scream scored 4, 2 points for Nick Simmons, and 7 + 1 for Patrick Holgard. Super Speedway here at Vauxhall tonight. Jarek Hampel top score with Ipswich tonight. Some exciting rides to watch for us.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it because I made a great job tonight, and I'm going pretty well. It's an important thing. We win this for us.
That's right. Every match, I guess, Witches need to win now, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. Because when we think when we want to get into playoffs, we have to win, especially at home. It was pretty tough tonight, especially from the beginning and the middle of the meetings. The score, it was all the time so close, and but it was very important. Hit number 14 when Robert win this hit and the pass to someone on the corners. It was very important for us because then we can win in hit 15 and we win all meeting.
Yeah, which has already won the meeting, but still a really exciting race with Jason there.
Oh yeah, the last one. Yeah, I tried to beat the Jason because he beat me twice tonight, and I go on the very fast bike. So I tried to make a good job on the track. I win the start. He passed me from out of the first corner, and then I cut back on the next one, and yeah, and I win. Then he go very close to me behind, but I know this track. I'm raised over here many years ago, and this year I know where is the best line, so he couldn't do anything. So I'm really enjoyed. I'm really happy.
Well done. Looks like we're going to have Rory in the side next week as well. That's got to be good news.
Oh, that's going to be fantastic because we need one more. We need one more rider, and he's on the. He's good for that moment. He scored a lot of points, especially last time in Belle Vue. So he really helped to make a good score for Ipswich team.
Well done, Jarek. Well done tonight.
Thanks.
Cheers, Jarek. Well, there we are then. There we have it here at Ipswich tonight. Some great speedway out there on the track, threatening weather, and I hope you enjoyed it sitting back there at home. Don't forget to keep watching ReRun Productions. We're going to be back here at Ipswich for another exciting speedway meeting soon.